Hello class 3. Today we are going to start new chapter from science, that is chapter 8, air and water. Air is a mixture of many gases. It is present all around us. We cannot see air, but we can feel it when it moves. We must have heard the rustling of leaves of trees. This shows the presence of air around us. We use air for many things, including breathing. Moving air is called wind. So children, the air that we breathe is a mixture of many gases. Okay, so air is present all around, but we cannot see air. Okay, we can only feel the air around us. Okay, when it moves. So we use air in many things, including breathing. Okay, moving air is called wind. The earth is surrounded by a thick layer of air called the atmosphere. There is a vast and empty space present above the atmosphere. There is no air in space. So the earth is surrounded by a thick layer called atmosphere. Okay, so above the earth there is a space which have no air. Now let's do an activity. Okay, we can feel air in a balloon. It shows that air can feel many things. Okay, let's do an activity. I have a balloon. Okay, I'll fill the balloon with air. Okay, now look at here. So this is a balloon. Okay, and it is filled with air. Okay, and now the balloon is bigger in size. Okay, how? Because it contains air. Understood? So it shows that many things can fill with air. Now what does air contains? Gases, water vapor and dust. Okay, so number one, let's go through gases. Air is a mixture of gases such as nitrogen, carbon dioxide, oxygen and other gases. All living things need oxygen to live. Carbon dioxide is used by plants to prepare food. So the air that we breathe, it is a mixture of many gases. What are the gases? Like nitrogen, carbon dioxide, oxygen and other gases. Understood? So all living organism, all living things, plants, animals, all need oxygen to live. Okay, so next one is water vapor. Air also contains water vapor. We often feel sticky on a rainy day. This is because the large amount of water vapor is present in the air during that time. So children, on a rainy day we feel sticky on a rainy day, isn't it? How? Because the air contains water vapor. So now next one is dust. Touch an object at home or in school that has not been wiped for many days. You will find a layer of dust on it. Where do you think this dust comes from? It comes from the air. Air contains a lot of dust particles which settle down on objects present in the room. So now, look at the example. This is an object which is present in the room. Okay, so for many days it has not been wiped, it has not been cleaned. Okay, so it is full of dust. Okay, so how it comes? Because dust present in the air, that is why it settled down on the object present in the room. So it shows that air contains dust. Okay, now so children, so what does air contain? Air contain gases, water vapor and dust. Now next one is plants. Plants take carbon dioxide from the air for the preparation of food. They also need water, sunlight and chlorophyll to make their own food. They also take in oxygen for breathing. Okay. So, look at the picture, plants preparing food. Okay. So, these light energy which gets from the sun, carbon dioxide, oxygen, chlorophyll in leaf, chlorophyll present in the leaf, water and minerals they get from the root. So, these are the picture, plants preparing food. So, it shows that plants take carbon dioxide from the air. So, carbon dioxide present in the air is needed by plants. Now, next one is water. Water is essential for the survival of all living beings. Plants, animals and human beings need water. Okay. So, children, you all know that water is very essential for the survival of all living organism, isn't it? Plants also need water to grow, animals also need water to survive, understood? So, now some of the uses of water are, it is used by farmers to water their fields. Gardeners need to water their plants so that they can grow well. Some people cultivate fish for selling. Such places need a lot of water to breed the fish. We need water for drinking, cooking and washing clothes. So, children, these are the uses of water. So, look at the picture, farmer watering the field. So, as I taught you, farmers use water for their fields. Okay. Gardener watering the plants, it shows that plants need water to grow. Fish cultivation, so in some areas people cultivate fish. Okay. So, it needs lot of water. So, we use water for drinking, cooking and washing clothes. Now, next is 3 stages of water: solid, liquid and gas. In nature, water exists in 3 forms: ice, water and water vapor are the 3 forms of water. Ice is the solid form, water is the liquid form and water vapors are the gaseous form of water. Water changes its form when it is heated or cooled. So, children, there are 3 stages of water: solid, liquid and gas. Understood? So, when we cooled water, okay, it turns into ice. So, ice is the solid form of water, okay, and water is the liquid form of water, okay, and water vapor is the gaseous form of water. We should use water carefully. The earth has limited potable water. Potable water is the water which is safe to drink. The water present in the oceans and seas cannot be used for drinking. It contains salts and minerals. We cannot use sea water for washing clothes and utensils. So, children, we should use water very carefully. That means we should not waste water, understood? Because our earth has limited potable water. You know, potable means potable water is the water which is safe to drink. So, potable water is the water which is safe to drink. So, which is present limited on earth. So, seas, ocean have lot of water, isn't it? But we cannot use it for drinking, washing clothes and any other thing. We cannot use it because it contains salts and minerals, okay. Now, next one is water cycle. In nature too, the form of water keeps changing. Water in nature keeps on changing into water vapor. This is called evaporation. the rays of the sun fall on surface of oceans, rivers and ponds. This increases the rate of evaporation of water. So, children, when the rays of the sun falls on the earth, okay, the heat of the sun falls on the earth, the water heated up and it goes up in the air. That means the water changes into water vapor is called evaporation. Okay. The water vapor rises up into the air. When these vapors come in contact with cool air, they form tiny water droplets. This is called condensation. These water droplets join together to form clouds. So, when the water vapor goes up in the air and it turns into water droplets, that is called condensation. That means water vapor changes into water, that is called condensation, and it fall as a rain. So, when the water droplets gets too heavy, the clouds cannot hold them. So, when that water droplets gets too heavy, it cannot hold, the clouds cannot hold them. Okay. Then they fall as rain, then that water vapor fall as rain, that is called precipitation. Okay. The rainwater flows back into the ocean, rivers and ponds. Due to rain, the level of underground water also increases. The underground water helps in the growth of plants. So, the rainwater flows back into the ocean, rivers and ponds. Okay. So, due to rain, the level of the underground water increases. Water helps in the growth of plants. Precipitation may fall as hailstone, drizzle or sleet. In extremely cold climates, the raindrops freeze. They then fall as snow. This change of water from one form to another is a continuous process and it never stops. This process is called water cycle. Okay. So, the water changes into water vapor and water vapor changes into water, and that water vapor fall as a rain on the earth. That process is continuous. Okay. It never stops. That is called water cycle. Okay. For better understanding, I have a short video clip. Let us have a look. Okay. So, these are the example of precipitation: hailstone, drizzle or sleet.
Let's look at the science of rain and how raindrops fall. First, we will meet the sun. When the sun showers of water on the Earth's surface, the heat of the sun warms the water, turning it into an invisible gas called water vapor. This process, the changing of water into a gas, is called evaporation. Because gases are lighter than liquids, water vapor rises up into the sky, and the further you move up and away from the Earth's surface, the colder the temperature gets. So in the sky, the water vapor cools and changes back into tiny water droplets. This change is called condensation and is the opposite of evaporation. Clouds are made up of tiny water droplets, so when condensation occurs in the sky, clouds form and grow. Let's take a closer look. When water droplets bump into one another, they stick together and grow in size. They continue to grow until they are too heavy and fall as rain. They even grow as they bump into one another on their journey from the cloud to the ground. And every single raindrop that reaches the ground is made up of 1 million of the original tiny water droplets. Raindrops fall on the ground surface where the sun can shine on them, and the whole process happens again. This is called the water cycle and keeps water moving from the ground to the sky, providing the water needed for plants, animals and people to survive.
Okay, thank you.